Hello, my name is Michael Dwyer, and I'm with Rochester Writers. Once again, Rochester Writers and the Rochester Hills Public Library have teamed up to host their annual Rochester Author Fair, now in its 5th year. We're hosting 20 authors in person at the library in downtown Rochester on Saturday, November 25th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. These short videos offer you a chance to meet each of the 20 authors, and right now, we're meeting author Glen Adams. Hey, Glen, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us and being part of the Author Fair this year for our 5th annual. And now this is going to be your first time at the Author Fair, and I understand you've got 3 books. Tell us a little bit about yourself as an author and what people are going to find in your books.
Well, I'm an author from Grand Blanc, Michigan, northwest of Rochester. Been writing my entire life throughout college, and only recently decided to self-publish since it was such an easy process to do and to get my stories out there. So have 3 currently available on Amazon. And I haven't really found my niche yet in a particular genre. And when a story strikes my fancy, I'll write it up and see where it heads, see where it goes.
Yeah, I'm looking at your website as we're talking, and there's the covers there and the different story. They all look a little different.
They do. The first cover design on the Christian fiction book that I wrote and self-published was a self-cover design. I did it myself. The second one was just an author or a graphic artist from Australia that I liked their designs and asked them to create a cover for me. It's great that with the internet, you could basically find anyone from editors or graphic artists available to team up with you. And then I had another author recommend their cover design person to me, and I was able to contract with them for the third book.
And that's what's wonderful about indie publishing is that you can do it yourself. You can freelance it out. You can put together your own team. You can do it quicker and more efficiently than some of the big mainstream publishing houses. And of course, you're under the control of everything.
Yeah, you're in total control from the writing, how much you're going to have edited, what the cover design is going to look like, and how you're going to market it.
So you've been writing your whole life, and I know that besides these 3 books, you've got some other products out there. People go to your website, they're going to be able to find those novellas and online writing. But what's your latest book, and how would you sell it to people? What's your minute pitch?
Uh, the latest one, as you mentioned, the title, the best pitch that I could say for it, especially around here in mid-Michigan, is that it is a story completely contained in and around the Flint area. So the local people that I've talked to, some of them are in the book. They've loved the story so far. And anyone in mid-Michigan is probably familiar with some of the locations where if you're reading a story from a national author, you're going to see, those stories take place in potentially countries you're never going to visit, where my latest story is written to take place in locations they're familiar with and that they can actually visit.
And that's one of the benefits of shopping local and going to these author fairs. And of course, we want people to come to author fairs and visit them wherever you might be, but you get to meet Michigan authors, and right here, Southeast Michigan authors, and they write about what they know. So they know about Michigan. And you're just one of many authors that we're talking to for this that have put locales of Michigan that we Michiganders are going to be able to recognize. And now from your readers, do you find that as a benefit? Do they like that?
They do. Some of the characters are loosely based on people that I know in several of these locations. And, they find it complimentary that, they're appearing in a story. They think it's great. And I've had some other people from out of town come to visit that actually wanted to go and visit some of these locations that I have in the story. And they'll actually recognize as we're walking through Grand Blanc or, dining in Flint, that they're like, that's the business you were writing about across the street, isn't it? And they actually recognize from the story some of the locations from the book. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that is a lot of fun, and it's nice for readers to recognize that and be able to get something outside of just delving into the story and getting to an escape within the story, as they get to bring something to real life too by visiting these destinations. So I want to remind everybody they can meet Glen Adams, author Glen Adams, and pick up 1, 2, or 3 of his books at the Rochester Author Fair. It's on November 25th. At the library in downtown Rochester. We squeeze it in between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So come on down and shop small on that Saturday. And we look forward to seeing Glenn, his books, and you on that day.